to music is certainly strong. When the heat of the rhythm penetrates your soul, jump up, come on now, jump up. It will bring you joyfulness way out of this world. Jump up, let me see you, jump up. Happiness I bring to you, music from the king, so true. Oh baby, come let me party, honey, come let me boogie, baby, come let me party. Oh, honey, honey, honey. So the music inside your brain is gonna drive you crazy, oh yeah, crazy, crazy. No doctor can find you complain, you better hold on steady. It's only me to give you the remedy. When the vibes hit, oh, it's like magic. So you can't afford to sit down, get up off your seat. Don't be lazy, you must be crazy. Needless trying to run away from this musical trick. There's a feeling of love in the atmosphere. Feel it, I want you to feel it. And like a virus, it's spreading everywhere. Catch it, oh baby, catch it. It is vital for your soul. So let the music take control. Oh baby, come let me party, honey, come let me boogie, baby, come let me party. Oh, honey, honey, honey. So the music inside your brain is gonna drive you crazy, oh yeah, crazy, crazy. No doctor can find you complain, you better hold on steady. It's only me to give you the remedy. Oh yeah, I like it. Focus fitness, everybody, the lame and lazy. There's a voice in the bag of music calling you. Come, don't deny it. I know you hear it. So just fling away your troubles, put on your dancing shoes. Don't let worries and frustration get you down. Down, down, oh baby, down, down. You got the powers to turn your whole life around. Turn round, one, two, three, turn round. Living in this crucial world, you can't let worries take control. No baby, come on let me party, honey, come on let me boogie, baby, come on let me party. Oh, honey, honey, honey. So the music inside your brain is gonna drive you crazy, oh yeah, crazy, crazy. No doctor can find you complain, you better hold on steady. It's only me to give you the remedy. Okay. Jimmy. Okay. Focus fitness, drive me crazy. Oh, no, no, no. African lady. Listen. You are the one who make my heart sing. Na 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 na, lady. You are the one who make my bells ring. Na 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 na, lady. From the time you came into my life, I knew you were the one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song. African lady, Lord, King man love you, King man love you, King man
And a good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. And Talking Points is live on 91.5 Real FM. Soon to be back on 91.92. They're fixing the thing. 94.9 out there in Brooklyn. We Noise Radio. All the African ladies out there. Don't worry, everybody come out to Africa. So if you're not if you're Caucasian or so on, yeah, you're included, yeah? Everybody come out to Africa. Good night to all the ladies. Good night to you, Sue Steele. I see Linda Imelda, Francois, Cynthia B. Hey, Peter Stryker Lewis, what's up, bro? See you there. Kenrick Gibbs, Dr. Love. Ingrid Bourne, Etta Batiste, Winnie Simon, Norma Roberts, Esther Peters, Tegua, Pamela Hackett, John Mark, good night to you. Michelle and Alan Jones, good night to you, and Zoe. Zozo. John Mark, good night to you. Devon Haywood, Olive McEwen, Sharon Felix, Rachel Mona Alexander, Landon Jane, Jill Williams, Laslyn Douglas, Anna Lewis, Evelyn Narayan. Yeah, let me see, Dixie and Victor, good night to you. You know you must get yours special, Dixie. African lady. Good night to you, Ann Joseph. I see you, Aslyn Douglas. I see you there. McLean Mitchell, good night to you. Glenda John, good night. Kenrick Gibbs, good night. Cicely Celestine, Nesta St. Clair, all of you on the Facebook, good night to you. Remember to like, right now as I saying it, like, and then share. Do like me, I'm sharing right now. Right, nice. Let's see who's on the YouTube. We papa. Let's try Abraham. Good night to you. Vanessa Lal G. I see Errol Bonaparte, Agnes Henry, Phyllis Mitchell, Claude Abraham, Jackie Raymond. Yeah, I see my good friend there who's Alban. Good night to you, Kathleen Ledlow. Francis George, Faithlyn Hallie Douglas, Ruth Chitterman, Herbert Norey, Velma Pascal, Kelvin Alexis, Ashma Charles, Janice Mitchell, Gavin Thomas, Deborah Laborde, Shemi Joseph, good night to you. Shirley and James, Carib Spice, Keda, good night, yeah. Miriam Samuel, Patsy Frank, Natalia, where are you? I haven't seen you. Yeah. Natalia, where are you? Good night to your mom, your dad, the entire home circle. Miriam, behave yourself inside here. All right, nice. Patsy Frank, Debbie Seals, Michelle Alexander, Baby Daddy, Rosalind Jones, Cynthia Bartholomew, Marilyn Ferguson, Kathleen Knight, Sherma Jeremiah, good night to you, and Zayla. I'm going to say Zoe again, or no? Yeah. Good night to you and Zayla. Gertrude Abraham, Jamari Grandmommy, good night to you. Maud Martin and Andrews, Stephanie John, well, hey, look you there, no, here, Papa. Deborah Laborde, Faithlyn Hallie Douglas, John Stafford, good night. Jillian Noel, how are you doing there? Cindy Thomas, Clive Raymond, Anna Lewis, Dolores Redhead, Christine Otley, the lovely Mrs. Watts and Mr. Watts, Dennis Panchu Sky, Dennis Sandy, Moko Joseph, Olive Mitchell, Teresa Joseph Redgull, Pascal, all of the phone lines open. Agatha Williams, Carib Spice, Kathina Richards, Rodney Barry, Veronica Lois Alexander, Eliza Bernard, and Marie Celestine Grant. Connie Tompkin, careful. I hear things nearly happen. Connie, all right. You have to careful, girl. What? Hey. Rodney, Barry, Veronica. Yeah, well, I passed there already. Right, nice. Merle, Patrick, Antonito, Alan Jones. I miss my Zoe, you know. Yeah, I miss my Zoe. I had to see my Zoe. Vaughn Wellington, Jocelyn Matheson, Deborah Flanders, Alistair Andrews, Hermione Caliste. I hope everyone is having a good night, especially our listeners who are joining us on Real 91.9. As I said, the phone lines are open. We will be joined tonight at some point by my good friend, Mr. Nimrod Olivier. All Nimrod, I know he's nice guys. Those that I know, those that I knew. All of them is nice guys. Folks, I was watching GBN News earlier, and I heard a little something about a story yesterday. I heard a story and I said, nah man, that can't be true. Yeah, I heard a story yesterday. And then after I heard that story, I said, no. I had to find out if this thing is true. Come on, computer, don't start that tonight again. He was working, whole day the computer working good, As soon as time for talking points, he want to play giving problems again. This laptop in. Come on. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, come on. Yeah, right. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I was listening to the news and I was kind of shocked at one of the stories that I saw there. That a mentally challenged individual was able to walk into a police station and basically walk out with a firearm. I'm trying to understand this one. Folks, here's what. You all tell me if you understand what going on here. I know the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force, they under stress. Yeah? So they cannot perform at optimal level. But this is dangerous. What I'm hearing here is dangerous.
The police force is actively investigating a gun-related incident involving a male minor that occurred over the weekend at the Sortes police station. The individual, believed to be in his late teens and a recent secondary school graduate, is reported to have mental health challenges. According to reports, the young man entered the station for unknown reasons and managed to leave with a loaded firearm belonging to a police officer. It is alleged that he later used the weapon to hold up another individual in his community. Sources claim that the teenager was spotted walking through the streets of Sortes with the firearm in full view, causing alarm among residents. Concerned citizens swiftly contacted the police, and the Rapid Response Unit promptly intervened, apprehending the minor. At this time, it remains unclear whether the young man has been or will be formally charged. When contacted, the Community Relations Department of the RGPF said it was unable to provide further details at the time, given the sensitive nature of the matter and the ongoing investigation. This is a developing story, and updates will be provided as more information becomes available.
So, I'm not only worried about what could have happened on the outside, but imagine what could have happened in the police station itself. Number one is a young individual and the person mentally challenged, and they were able to enter a police station, take up a loaded firearm, leave the police station, walk the streets in Sortes with the loaded firearm in their hand, with people seeing it, and then go into their community and threaten somebody with it. Folks, that's a very, very, very serious situation, you know. That's a very, very serious situation. We just had somebody else escaping from, and I haven't heard if they get a fella or anything yet. You haven't seen anything come out from them because they're trying to hide it. But you had this situation where somebody escaped from the South St. George police station. Now you have a situation with not just an individual, but a mentally challenged individual was able to walk into a police station, take up a loaded firearm, exit said police station, and go about their business. That had to tell you something wrong with the system. Something is wrong. And yes, some people may say, well, the police officers have to take a lash for that, and the police officers, and who should be suspended? Because the police officers themselves, we could be talking about them in the past tense right now in a situation like that, And remember, the police officers, because some people tend to think like police officers, like they come from another planet, the spaceship come and he drop them here. But we have to remember the police officers are our relatives. Every one of us have family who either are or were police officers. Or we are good friends or went to school with people who are or were police officers. So this was not just a danger to the public in general. This was a danger to the officers at the station. Because that is where they get the firearm. They could have started shooting inside there, The moment they lay their hands on it inside there, they could have started shooting in there, and it would have been a different story that we'd have been hearing right now about what took place with the officers inside there. So this is dangerous, and whatever happened, whatever breakdown, because you cannot say that, oh, this happened and sweep it under the rug. No, there is a breakdown in the system. Something is wrong within the system. You had a situation. Individuals were able to escape from the South St. George police station earlier this year. And we all know what happened. It ended up being international news. To this day in September, they can't find the bodies of the people. And this is, come on. And then after that, you have a reoccurrence taking place within the last week there, where another individual escaped from the police station again. Come on. There is something wrong. And it has to be addressed. So I'm hoping a little later on, because I did contact my good brother Nimrod Olivier to be on with me tonight, but he had a prior engagement. I contacted him very late. It's not his fault, and it's not that he ducking us or anything. I personally contacted him late. Yeah, so I'm hoping that he's able to join us at some juncture so that we could have a further conversation in relation to this and other matters. But I'm telling you, this is a serious, serious one. You can't just let this one pass so. You can't let this one pass so. So somebody was able to walk in. Everybody's life was in danger. And some of us, they look at it, oh, the public life. Not just the public, the police life was in danger too. So whatever breakdown take place in the system, were there enough officers at the facility? Were there enough police officers there? Yeah? Did they have enough staff so that things could be properly monitored inside there? Were the security procedures in place? Are there security procedures? And are the security procedures in place? Yeah? Because we cannot afford this, the way that we have the reoccurrences taking place at South St. George there. And you can't say it's the officer, because the officers that you had, you put them on suspension and all kind of thing, you suspend them. So there is something that is wrong with the system that you have in place that is allowing that to happen. And now, before we have a reoccurrence, and before they move out from a police facility with some heavier artillery than what I hear they walk out with, I ain't go sitting, but some heavier artillery than what they walk out with, please put in place the proper procedures at the facility. Yeah? The proper procedures at the facilities, all. And not because it happened in one police station, you're just going to do it there and say all the other police stations, you're waiting until something happened there. Put it in place in all. Yeah? So if it is that you need to put in some extra security features at the facilities to protect the people inside and outside, do it. If it is that you have to relook your procedures in how you interact with the general public at some of these facilities, do it. If it is that you have to put in alarms or you have to put in cameras, you have to do something, whatever it is, do it. Because that situation, as reported on GBN there, that situation could have been a totally different something, eh? There could have been a lot of sad songs singing and flowers bringing tonight. That could have turned out really, really, really different. So whatever has to be done, please do it. Yeah, it very, believe me, it's pretty worrying. Yeah.
Please don't forget.
440-7377.
Not qualified as
3493. Oh boy. 347-329-3101. 347-329-3101. And of course, our WhatsApp lines are up, yeah, so you can call us on 440-7377 on WhatsApp. No, that's not no joke situation. That's a serious thing. That ain't no joke situation, you know.
no one knows me none, so everything is fine. I am that I am.
I see certain plasters went out tonight again, eh? Yeah, I realize the minister gone back tonight. Okay, right? We shall talk about that tomorrow. No, we ain't talking about you tonight to that, man. Yeah, don't worry. I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing, so I don't want to go and say something and then it ends up being wrong, yeah? I want to listen properly, all right? Nice, yes.
There is a time for everything, and for everything there is a season. So man and man must reason.
So if all you want to delete that video, you could delete the video now, you know what I mean? You could go ahead and delete it.
Time that we address some more issues.
Kind of too late for that, but you could go ahead and try and delete it.
No rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind. Make sure.
Also, folks, as we did tell you last night, no, I just happen to be wearing red tonight. No, I am not in the Grenlec strike. Nah, I'm not in the Grenlec strike. I just happen to be wearing red tonight. But the Grenada Electricity Services, yes, they are in strike mode. They're striking right now. Well, I don't know what's going on with the union and them. I know all of a sudden all the union and them active. Yeah, all of them active.
The action organized by the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union is in response to what they see as unjust treatment by Grenlec's
And again, this is via GBN News Tonight.
This report.
The workers, led by Chief Shop Steward Richard Latouche, are calling for the immediate reinstatement of the employees, citing a long saga that began in March.
Firstly, I must say that the management is very much insensitive and it's behaving very inhumane.
But wait, I thought right now it's Grenada that own it, so the Prime Minister is the line minister with responsibility for Grenlec right now, huh? So, okay, I just making sure. Let me take this. Okay, the person changed their mind. Nice. So, let me, yeah.
You can have employees working with you all these years and just intend to get rid of them. If we go back a little bit, when the government came in power, they said contracts are illegal. Yeah? And everybody will be made permanent. Grenlec is now owned by the government. So there's no way we're going to accept contract. We say no to contract.
According to the workers,
Boss, they could tell you they didn't say that, you know. They could tell you they didn't talk about contract work being illegal. Yeah? They could tell you they didn't talk about that, you know. Boss, what, you go get targeted now, you know.
And it's behaving very inhumane. You can have employees working with you all these years and just intend to get rid of them. If we go back a little bit, when the government came in power, they said contracts are illegal. Yeah? And everybody will be made permanent. Grenlec is now owned by the government. So there's no way we're going to accept contract. We say no to contract.
according to the workers' bargaining agent, the Grenada Technical Allied Workers Union, TAWU, the first dismissal involved a male employee who was sent home due to transportation issues which management failed to properly address. TAWU's President General and Labour Senator Andre Lewis explains.
The manager of customer services called him, and that's the department we this problem seems to be rearing its ugly head from time to time. It's a department that we need to focus on, and the company need to pay attention to, because it is constantly creating problems within the company. Called that worker in March and told that worker that he will have to go home because they do not have transport for him to use at the moment, and they will call him back once that matter is resolved. Now, it's difficult to understand a company like Grenlec have transport issues, but be that as it may, they have not called them back, and they have, from all reports, attempted to replace him.
The second dismissal involving a female employee.
So wait, they tell the guy they don't have transport for him, so he had to stay out. Then they try to send him home and replace him. So if you don't have transport for him, how come you have for somebody else? You see, that's the same thing that has been taking place directly within the public service as well. That this government, that's why they lose the case the other day, and they have some more that they will be losing soon. They will be losing some more cases soon. Because they are telling people that there is no need for them in a particular ministry or department or division. There is no need for them. And they're sending them home. And we all know it's based on politics. It's based on who your parents are, who your family is, you went in a rally, even if you didn't even wear a t-shirt, but you were seen in a rally and somebody badmine you, and they come and they say, well, he used to go in NP rally or she used to go in NP rally, and they're sending these people home. And then they're telling them there's no need for them, and then you're hiring somebody to do the same job they've been doing. In one instance, it has been so bad, and I think the judgment in relation to that one should be coming out soon. They sent home an individual. They told the individual there was no need for their position within that ministry anymore. And while they're telling the individual that, they were out there advertising the position, and then replace that individual with somebody else. Yeah? Our money again to go out to pay. Yeah? All right.
Occurred just last Friday, further inflaming tensions between workers and management.
There's the issue of another worker who has been here 5 years continuously with the company. And we brought this to the attention of the company that she's a permanent worker, so change her designation from temporary to permanent. And certainly, once we raised that with the company, the next thing the company did was to tell her that Friday gone, that's Friday the 6th of September, was the last day of the company. So it is.
So, the union asked for them to do what they've been saying, regularize the workers at the company, because remember, as the shop steward said, and he's right, they were told contract work is illegal. So they simply said, take this person off of this contract and make them permanent. They've been working there for years. Make them permanent. But anyway, go ahead. Let me just.
That because the union raised the matter, you have terminated the worker and sent the worker home.
As of Tuesday morning, striking workers and their union leader gathered at the car park on Dusty Highway, signaling the escalating nature of the dispute. The strike comes on the heels of an emergency meeting held on Monday by the union with Grenlec workers and management.
We all knew that we had resolved all matters concerning temporary workers within Grenlec. There's a long history of that. So the company has indicated to us that we will hear from them. They told us that yesterday, and we are waiting. So that's what we are doing here. Carriacou is also waiting. Yesterday, the workers had on the company's uniform. Today, they are all in red union T-shirts, and the union banner, as you saw there, is.
As I tell earlier, just in red by chance. I didn't. That is no. I'm not part of it. All right. Okay.
Planted, and we are here waiting, and let's see what unfolds.
Meanwhile, Grenlec has issued a public notice informing customers of potential service delays due to the industrial action. The company acknowledged the closure of its Grenville Customer Care Center on Tuesday, advising customers to use alternative payment methods, including Bill Express, online banking, and the Grenlec mobile app. The The company also confirmed that the dispute revolves around two individuals who were on temporary contracts, stating that they are actively working to resolve the matter and minimize customer inconvenience. Grenlec has apologized for any disruption caused by the strike and promised further updates as the situation unfolds. However, with the strike continuing, pressure is mounting on Grenlec management to address the workers' grievances and resolve the growing conflict. For GBN News, Nisha Paul.
You know, I'd ask a question here in relation to that. Now, Grenlec is an essential service. If, for instance, pray tell, a vehicle, as they often do, decides that it wants to kiss a lamppost somewhere, or a tree falls and knocks down some electricity lines or whatever happens, the Grenlec crew then usually has to go out to fix that. So you're telling me that we are in a state right now that if anything like that happen, it ain't no, because all the guys on strike, the main team and so to go and deal with those things, they are on strike. They ain't going out and fix nothing. Yeah? So considering that we are speaking here about an essential service, our healthcare facilities cannot do without electricity. If there's an emergency, our healthcare facilities, our homes for the elderly, normal homes, especially with people who are diabetic and they have the insulin on ice and different things like that, none of them, they cannot do without electricity at this point in time. Usually at any time, but they can't do without electricity at this point in time. Where is the Minister of Labor? Where's the Minister of Labor? Because Grenlec is no longer owned by WRB out of Florida. Grenlec is owned by the government of Grenada. We know that the present Prime Minister was the lawyer for WRB. He was the representative of WRB for Grenlec, and so yes, he was their local lawyer. So when they take the government to court and everything, that was their local representative, their local lawyer that they had. In fact, if I remember correctly, when the then NNP government paid WRB for the shares in Grenlec, if I could remember properly, it went through the now Prime Minister's company here in Grenada. The payment was made through his account at his company. And of course, he got how much, 100,000 or whatever he get. Yeah? So now you are having issues at an essential entity. This can affect business. This can affect the economy. If you have a place like, for instance, let's say the GIDC compound, that for some reason is out of electricity, that lose millions of dollars from the call centers and the different things there. That's millions of dollars. You're talking about the south of the island with different businesses and so that are running there. They can't afford to be without electricity for an extended period of time. So the Minister of Labor, at some level, should be stepping in here. They know when to go and call press conference, but they know when to get involved in something this important to try and resolve this issue. And remember, the line minister, the minister with direct responsibility for Grenlec, is none other than the Prime Minister. So you're telling me the Prime Minister, you know, under the new National Party already, they done calling on the government to get involved. By and fine, they calling on government, they talk about management and things like if it's WRB still. No. It's the old WRB lawyer that is now the minister in charge. So the same way, you all pick up your placard and went and protest the week before election and the week of election, when you pound the pavement in Grenada and so, in the same way that you found government at that time, find government now. Yeah? The same way. All you forget that one? When just the week before election and so the same Grenlec workers, they were striking. So the same way you all were calling on government then, government still in charge of Grenlec now. So find them. There is a Minister of Labor. Yeah? This is an important entity. so the Minister of Labor can get involved. Yes, I know usually they want to say, well, you have to wait until negotiations fail and then you take it for arbitration before the minister. Nah, we can't go through all of that. Right now, we have to shortcut. Get involved. Masabul Masako. Yeah? Get involved and deal with the issue. This is not an issue that you leave to fester. There's not an issue that you just leave there to fester. You don't leave this to go for an extended period of time. You're playing with people's life. You're playing with people's business. So get involved. And not next week or week after you're waiting for the entire thing to collapse, the discussions to collapse and so on. You were the ones, the minister with responsibility for public utilities in this country is Deacon Amis Mitchell. The same individual who was the lawyer, you know everything it have to know about Grenlec. Because he was the lawyer in charge of Grenlec. And when he was on the campaign trail, it come out from him out too. Because he was the one that was saying that contract work is illegal, not another person and another ministry, you know. The person who have the overall oversight over Grenlec is the one that was saying that contract work is illegal. So if that is the issue, if really and truthfully that is the issue, then the minister who has responsibility for the Grenada Electricity Services Limited, the now sitting prime minister, the lawyer who formerly, well, I don't know if the company still represent them, but the lawyer who, at least in the former life, represented WRB and Grenlec, he knew then that contract work was illegal. So Mr. Union and Mrs. Union, in the same way they pong the pavement before, in the same way they pick up the placard against the new National Party government a week and so before this, just remember in this instance, is the same person that tell all your contract work illegal who doing that to all you. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Hey, how you doing, my dear?
Well, not too bad. A day, not 100%. But I'm there. I want to say good night to Patty and Matthew Campbell in Canada, Mr. Watts and his wife, Nurse Wendy. Good night. And all the Grenadians in America, Canada, England, wherever there is, Germany, wherever there is, listening, Africa, listening, home and abroad. Mr. Scott, I listened to the news this afternoon, you know. I listened to the news on GBN. You understand? And what I have to say, you might not like it, and some of the Grenadians don't like it. Mr. Scott, you hear what the man in Grenlec said? The Prime Minister said that when he was campaigning, Deacon Mitchell said contract work is illegal. I'm glad a Grenadian could repeat that as the man repeated in Grenlec. And they wouldn't have said that. And they're sending home people. They send home the young lady. 5 years she worked there. 5 years. And because they asked to make her permanent, they send her home. And the man, and there's a lot of Grenadians that living in Grenada that say we was lying on the government. Well, I'm so happy. I feel happy that the union man, how they call him, Andre Lewis, could come and speak to the nation and tell them what's happening. And all you're saying, Deacon Mitchell and them is wicked people. When I say I don't like these people, I don't like them. They're very evil. You don't do that to poor people. You don't do that to poor people. Every one of them in the cabinet come from poor background family. None of them is Sandy Taylor children. None of them is W.E. Julian. These are none of them is Bezenski. These are poor people children. You get the opportunity, you go to school, You get a good education, you get yourself involved in politics. And you have to try and help people when you look back at your life, when you were small and how you growing up. You come, God bless you, get a little work. You're a lawyer. Some of you all get a good education, or you get good jobs, or you're treating people like trash. All you're going to pay for it. Am I dead and gone? Somebody go send Miss Camille say that you all go end up a kind of way in this country. There is a God, and I believe in God. I believe in the Creator. I believe in the King. He's going to deal with all you, not the devil. Almighty going to deal with all you. You're sending home somebody 5 years that give all you all that time. You know where Grenlec had to take out the Quran? In quarantine. In quarantine, all you have to take out the Quran and leave poor people alone. Quarantine. Like saying that all the evil, all these evil people, and all of y'all that saying the government doing calling Shaggy in the morning and saying all kind of things. You all go pay for it too. All you forget. All you get greedy. A little money, you know. A little money all you get in. They can't buy me. I don't want. I need what I don't want. Or you cannot buy me. And I speak it out when I see something wrong. It's not right. This morning, Grenadians, this morning I went down in pain. I had some corn. I buy from my man, the man bring the corn green. I was in a pillowcase. I take it out and I put it in a bag and I put it in terminal. The one of the worker there, she will never be manager. She has to always call the bosses. From the first day I go there, she asking the man, Mr. Brizan, may he so rest in peace, what I come and do this. I'm still going to leave that terminal. A lot of them will leave me there. They bad mind. I said that bad mind Grenadians don't want to see nobody live. All you have to stop that thing in this place. Because you have times, they go past somewhere that truck and have to put $1. When all your kidneys start to fail. And the cancer. And other things. Stop treating people in that manner. We all poor people in this country trying to look for $1 to survive. They just don't want to see me in the terminal. But all you have been a hard time. I got tattoo. More you joke me, more I go in a hole. More you joke me as a tattoo, I go in. I go in a hole. So all you have to stop that. As black people in this country. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. There's a lot of you all vote for Dick Mitchell, NDC government, and that Kit Mitchell. All your life was much better. So now all you have to talk. Man have to vomit, and they're going down here. They're going downhill. Because I've seen a trend in Grenada. Something is not right. All you going downhill. All of a sudden, union speaking, the one, Mr. Grimes, then Andre, all of a sudden they mouth is shut. But they speak it out. Are you going down in that? Are you going downhill? Papa God, walk Papa God. Because people suffering. People suffering. All the money, all you have, and are you helping for people? People they intent. People they intent. That money will be no use to all you. When are you looking for that money and are you account? Where are you banking it? It will disappear. Because I didn't work for it. Mark my word. Somebody was ashamed to say disappear. I know it will disappear. Sheldon Scott, good night.
Good night, Camille
Good
Teresa
night
Scott.
to everybody who's listening.
Hey, hold on. You say good night to Matthew?
I said so good night to Matthew, and from the first time I come on, Miss Yolan, then also I didn't say good night.
Okay.
But and Matthew, good night again. I did say so.
Okay,
These
but
are good human beings. They are good human beings. I don't know how we come so. Yesterday we get rain and thunder. Rain and thunder. Today we get hot sun. You have a heat wave in Grenada. And if something is not right in this country, and I don't sorry for you, take it in a...
Bye-bye.
What did Michelle say? I don't want so. You know what he say? Have a good night.
Let me leave it by he. Have a good night, Cammy.
Yes, sir.
440-737-347-329-3101. And folks, Cammy mentioned something there, and as I remember it, let me say it now. I'll come back to the rest of stuff there, but let me remind you all of something now. Now, remember last year, around October, so we were having those dry spells. And it is being projected that we're going to end up with that kind of dry spell again. We just had a heat wave for how much days? Yes. And we're heading that direction again. It means prepare for a tough dry season. All right. Prepare for a tough, don't get sick. Prepare for a tough dry season. We have a call online.
Good night.
Hi, good night, my dear. How are you?
Not too bad at all. Everything good?
Yeah, for the time being.
It's a long time we hear that voice.
All right.
But I'm here, I'm listening. I want to sing a little song for you.
It within 30 seconds long?
Listen up. Mr. Kid Michel, what I see afraid of ballet. Trouble in Grenada, Dr. Michel, come and rescue.
Tangla family go sue you, eh? Copyright.
We need a rescue mission.
Oh, yes, my dear.
We need it. We need him. He go come back, don't worry. God is good. They say long hope for Maga good. He must have an end. Have a good night, Sheldon.
All right, thank you very much. Folks, you know, let me remind all you something, eh? Let me remind all you, because the union guy was saying something. So if the issue is contract,
Mitchell promises that an NDC government will move Grenadians out of poverty, as he referenced the World Bank report which states that 35% of the population is poor.
That was before the pandemic hit. Now that the pandemic has hit, I don't need the World Bank to tell me that the figure has gone even higher.
Mitchell also addressed the issue of contract workers.
When you are placed on 3 months contract, 6 months contract, 12 months contract, it is unlawful. It is illegal. And if it is going to take another High Court judgment to say that the government of Grenada cannot treat its own citizens that way by breaking the law, then so be it.
What you said there? Let me see. Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Unlawful. It is illegal. And
it is what Mr. Prime Minister, at that time he wasn't Prime Minister yet, but he was aiming for the job.
12 months contract. It is unlawful. It is illegal.
You saying that, I remember you the Prime Minister, and he is also the minister with direct responsibility over Grenlec at this point in time. Yeah? So if the issue that is causing this problem is contract work, then let's hear what the Prime Minister had to say about contract work again. Because we hear that from the person who in charge of the union. He said contract work was the issue, isn't it?
It is unlawful. It is illegal. And if it is going to take another High Court judgment to say that the government of Grenada cannot treat its own citizens that way by breaking the law, then so be it.
All right, then so be it. So it might take another High Court judgment. If it takes another High Court judgment, so to say that the government of Grenada cannot treat its citizens that way, yeah, it's not we say so, it's you that is say that in relation to contract. No, we that say that thing in relation to contract, it is all you.
Employment. An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
Grenlec is kind of technically the public service now too, because government own it. But anyhow, go ahead.
There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status. This will allow these workers to enjoy the same benefits that a current public servant now enjoy.
So a public worker in Grenlec, the same thing. Let me hear you again there.
Employment. and NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
All right, okay, we have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right, Sheldon. Sheldon, right now the Prime Minister talking about pandemic. You know, we are in a pandemic right now because the Prime Minister that we can't see the pandemic. And a serious pandemic.
Yeah, it's a serious situation that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Yes. What about the people in Carriacou? What about the unemployment rate in Carriacou now after Beryl?
Well,
and since this government has come in, they have started no new projects that they have conceptualized and say, well, we're starting that and we are engaging, let's say, 500 people. This, if Beryl didn't pass, right now they would not be asking people to come in to go and work construction.
That's what the problem is.
Beryl kind of saved them on that front.
But yes, but not even that. But what about the projects we have in Grenada here and everything on hold? Everything you pass, you see people passing and they're watching what's going on, nothing going on with the project. So in trouble. Serious trouble. All right, Sheldon.
All right, my brother. Thank you. All right, thank you. Yeah, it's now we was saying this thing about contract work was illegal. It was not us. We know, and the Grenadian people know who was saying them thing, yeah?
People have voted you into power, and the next day you're firing people. They will vote you out. It's as simple as that.
I just remember there's a person who is the actual minister with responsibility for Grenlec right now, right? Nice, yeah.
So for all of the workers, the manis, the contract workers, those persons who are receiving the seed money, I want better for you. I want more for you. And therefore, when I said, for example, with the contract workers, that we will regularize your status, it is not about money. It is about the fact that you are doing a job that we know is a job that is required all the time. You don't require a nurse part-time. You don't require a teacher part-time. So why would you have our teachers and nurses working on contract for 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 years? It is because you want to be able to control them. You want to intimidate them. And we are saying we will end that by ensuring that all of the vacant positions within the public service are regularized and filled.
Well, they're still waiting to hear from that because we did hear from Mr. Grimes yesterday, and it seems as though you ain't keeping that promise, brother. You ain't keeping that promise. We have the people waiting to hear what is taking place in relation to regularization, as both the teachers president and the president of the Public Workers Union have openly stated a lot of the workers voted for you based on your statements regarding regularization.
Most of our healthcare professionals are probably thinking like that. They too want to leave because they feel there is no hope. They feel they are not taken seriously. They are not paid well. And many of them are still on contract. So the starting point is this. We have to treat our healthcare workers, our nurses, our doctors better. We have to ensure that they are not on contract. Because at the end of the day, if...
Yeah, but they're on contract now. In fact, that is what Mr. Grimes was speaking about last week. The fact that you all have not been engaging the healthcare professionals, the same doctors and nurses that he's speaking about now. Those are the people that Mr. Grimes was speaking about, you know. That you made a promise and you are not keeping your promise. You are not engaging those. You're not fulfilling your promise to make them permanent. They're still on contract.
Our healthcare professionals walk away and continue walking away. There is actually nobody that will be there to serve us in our health system.
You see, so you know, yet still they're not fulfilling their promise and regularize those individuals, eh? They ain't bothering to regularize those individuals. Yeah, it was nice during the campaign to make those statements and them, but now the reality is facing you. You know, just like how the AG made a statement in relation to CBI when they're in opposition, and now, let me see how much days later, she's the Attorney General, 810 days now, right, 2.22 years, yeah, a lot of 2.22 years, she's the Attorney General, and up to now, not one of the changes she recommended have been made. In fact, they have regressed. Yeah, we won't come to that. They have actually regressed when it comes to the CBI. In other words, they're doing worse than what they had been speaking about with the New National Party. They are now doing even worse. Lord, I nearly cut off the program. Yeah, anyhow, let me put on this one for you. Yeah, let me hear.
So when I say
we will end the contract work. We will end the contract work.
Grenlec workers, are they here? The two people, are they hearing? Just a reminder, because this is the person in charge of Grenlec.
So when I say we will end the contract work, we will end the contract work.
Nurses, I want all you to remember, this is the same person that is the Prime Minister right now. Where does he head of cabinet and thing? Grenlec workers, there's the man in charge of Grenlec.
So when I say we will end the contract work, we will end the contract work. Our teachers deserve better than that. Our teachers deserve better than that. They take care of the nation's future.
So teachers who on contract and so, and also the cooks and them in the school that he mentioned, all you on contract, right? Just remember, that is the party that say the ending contract work. All right, nice. Yeah, that's the party. Instead of contract work, right now they want to give these two people no work at all. All right, yeah, but anyway, as I say, the same way all you pong the pavement the week before election. All right, all you know what to do. All right, nice. Yeah, the same way all you pong the pavement then. Nice.
We supposed to be able to speak to power with authority. If you're doing wrong, we're supposed to tell you you're doing wrong and you have to fix your ways.
Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, you're doing wrong and you have to fix your ways. Not me. Randux that said that, not me. He does. I just doing what the man said.
You can't threaten my job. They can't.
So the two workers in Grenlec, they can't threaten your job. Go and find Mr. Robinson. Yeah, Mr. Robinson. Go and find him. Yeah.
Threaten my job, and that's why we don't want this contract thing, because they're abusing it, brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah, they're abusing the contracting. So those are you in Grenlec and thing, all you know what to do. Nice, right? Let me hear him again there. We don't want this contracting.
We supposed to be able to speak to power with authority. If you're doing wrong, we're supposed to tell you you're doing wrong and you have to fix your ways. You can't threaten my job. They can't threaten my job, and that's why we don't want this contract thing, because they're abusing it, brothers and sisters. You have nurses on contract for years, nurses, and we have enough.
So, okay, how much nurses are they actually take off a contract right now? Let me have that discussion now. Yeah, that'd be a nice one to have. How many nurses have you all actually taken off a contract right now? Anyway, we should be joined by my good brother Nimrod Olivier in a short while here. We should be joined by him in a short while. Yeah, let me see if I can get a little something here. Nice, yeah.
This is not politics. Please don't forget, I'm just practicing to be a poet. Not qualified as yet, but have no fear. I'm gonna get there. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectation. Neither are you in to live up to mine. I don't owe no one, no obligation. No one owes me none, so everything is fine.
Yeah, just trying to connect with my good brother Nimrod Olivier there. And I see some folks making some interesting points. When it comes to what took place at the Soteres police station there, we have to ask ourselves, because you have a situation where police officers have not been receiving the length of training that we are accustomed seeing. So we have seen some abbreviated training with some of the officers, and we have to ask ourselves now, if the officers who were the direct first line in relation to the Soteres incident, if those are officers who are some of the ones who came into the service and did not receive what we tend to call the full training then, for the extended period of time, whether it's 4 months or 5 months or whatever it is, or if it's some of those that went in for the 2-month thing or the 1-month thing and them kind of thing that they had going on there, yeah, we have to find out if that is the situation. Because then it means that the government would need to relook at that, ensure that the batch of police officers that they've advertised for now, that they are going to be taken in now, that they relook how they're doing the training with those officers and probably revisit the old standard of training for the extended period of time. Because if you're doing a military training, if you're training an individual, you're actually breaking that individual down to nothing and build them back up into what you need them to be, you know. You're making them realize things about themselves that they didn't even know. You're making them come to grips with things that they didn't know they could do and fears that they have that they didn't know they have that they have to address. I remember years ago, one friend of mine, a female, and she was always the very kind of female. But she became a police officer, and she said when she was doing the training, you know what they do? They take her and they throw her in a drain. A dirty, lally drain. When they went out to do the training out in the bush, they take her and they throw her in a drain. Because it's something that she was afraid of, but she had to get past that fear. So when you hear those kind of things, you know they have to take some time with these individuals. You have to go through the training properly. At least that's just my view in relation to it. Mr. Nimrod Olivier, waiting on you, Papa. Yeah. As I said, it's not his fault. I contacted him very late today, so I'm just trying to thief some of his time. Yeah.
We won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll listen.
So yeah, is it a situation where the officers involved are some of the officers that received that abbreviated, that's how we go say it, the abbreviated training? Because again, those officers' lives itself was in danger. Yeah, their lives were in danger as well. So their lives were in danger. The general public lives were in danger. Everybody's life was in danger, including the individual who went in and take up the firearm. Because under normal circumstances, in some other countries, you know, they ain't asking questions. Yeah? I telling you, in some other countries, they ain't asking questions, you know. Them guys and them different in them place, they. Yeah? They fire in first and they asking questions after. Let me just see if I can quickly make the connection here.
Fine. We are looking into it. Never mind. Only projects in pipeline. No water to cool down the yellow temperature. When will they start? Please answer that. Oh, soon. Maybe by the next full moon. Although things are turning at a very slow pace, we now run the race. 5 years is a lot of space. It's just a few hungry people in a place and a few disgruntled grim people with their vexed face. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good night to you.
Good night to you and to all the listeners in Talking Point Land.
Yes, sir. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just, a little family function. So I'm,
Sorry about that, bro, but
Yeah, that's all right. It's a Tuesday night. So, normally we don't, you don't have these things. But, it's the family you got to touch base. So, it's the Mardi Gras side of the family. So, I'm up countryside. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've heard of a situation that occurred at one of the police stations. An individual was able to walk in, and not just an individual, but a mentally challenged individual was able to walk into a police station and walk out with a loaded firearm. And there's a part of the story I get there a while ago. I want to confirm that before I say it, but that makes it even worse. Yeah.
I think it's very scary. Not I think. I know it's very scary. I was listening to you earlier on, and you were right. It's scary both for the officers that were working, because officer safety is paramount, right? The officer, we cannot or expect the officer to keep the public safe if they are in an unsafe environment, right? So we do pray and we do hope for officer safety every time. When an officer leaves to come into work, he or she is expected to go back home to their family at the end of the shift, not expecting that something awful or evil is going to happen to them. So yes, that is and I suspect the information that you probably don't want to share is some reports from a couple of sources also that one of the individual, well, I'm hearing that it was basically minimum manning. There was probably 1 or 2 people in the police station at the time. So again, that's a problem that we had spoke of in the past. staffing is an issue among the RGPF, but I'm sure we will touch that a little later on. And you want to talk about with before you get some confirmation, but like I said from a couple of sources, is that that was there and practically had to run for their life as the young man was brandishing the weapon in their direction. You know, probably was not fully trained in terms of firing and in terms of firearms. And I mean, listen, let's be realistic. You could have all the training in the world, and someone is brandishing a weapon or pointing a weapon at you, and you yourself do not have any means of defending yourself. You will be scared, because none of us willingly wants to lose our life, right? But I think in this case, it was more a matter of you know, training and being unprepared.
Hello, boy, you're breaking up. Boy, you're cut off there. You're breaking up. I'm not sure why. We are okay on this end, but it seems as though you're off on your end, and I am not sure why. I know the internet has been giving a lot of problems all over. I know I've been having real problems with it down at home as well. So let's hope that we get our brother back. Yeah, let me hope that we get him back.
I'm not in this world to live up to your expectation. Neither are you in to live up to mine. I don't owe no one.
I don't know for some of you, but since Beryl, my internet has been acting funny, yeah?
So everything is fine, fine. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I think something must be wrong with this laptop, you know. I think it's probably the laptop itself. Let me see if I can switch and call him differently.
And for everything there is a season, so man and man must reason. So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information I will use, no rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind, make sure everything is fine, while I take you down a poetic line. Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've worked it in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. I remember you say Liberation Day, and I asked.
Yeah, folks, I had to break my rule and take a call. Yeah.
Because it's something so good to believe, and deception is a powerful thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the bling, but you trick us with campaign promises. We won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've worked it in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. Yellow, yellow, all the way is what everybody says.
Nice. So I believe I've got our brother back on. Yes, right. Nice. And I hear you clearly. Nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
My apologies for the technical difficulties.
No, I think it's on my end. I don't think it's your end. I think it's my end. I've been doing some calls and so on during the day of the laptop, and it's been acting up. I think I need to do some adjustments to it. But go right ahead, my brother.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I was in the middle of saying, you know, that it seems that incident over the weekend is a staffing issue. We've been talking about that for a while now. And again, I'm calling on the RGPF and the administration, the NDC administration, to ensure that the police stations are properly staffed. You know, it's very risky having one and two guys in a station. Incidents like that, you know, it worked out, and they were able to recover the firearm without anybody getting injured. But it could have gone south very quickly. And again, there's strength in numbers when it comes to police in the military. There's strength in numbers, right? I used to say, Sheldon, as an undercover, You know, as an undercover in New York City used to be a little difficult, more difficult because you don't have all the tools with you, or i.e. a radio and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But as a uniform guy, I always used to say, man, you I might be getting my butt handed to me, you know, in a fight or so. But I know once I get on a radio, there is going to be, the cavalry is going to come, right? The NYPD is 40,000 strong. So you're a uniform guy and you're out there, you're in the middle of a fight or whatever, and even if you don't get to use the radio, but somebody calls 911 and say there's a cop in uniform fighting, you know, hey, the guys are going to come. There's strength in numbers. So even if it's 5-6 guys and they jump you and your partner, you know in a short while, 3 or 4 other cars is going to show up and they're going to keep coming until somebody say, all right, it's enough at the scene. So I'm saying that to say, we you know, when this incident happened, I believe there were maybe 3 guys working for the weekend. You had a supervisor and 2 untrained guys.
That's not
right?
good enough.
Again, here it is, untrained guys. Right? The incident in Grenlec with the escape, there were some guys that were freshly out of the academy, right? So you have a supervisor and 2 untrained guys. At the very moment the incident happened, it's believed that the supervisor was upstairs in the shower. So basically you had 2 untrained guys running the command. Well, what's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with that picture?
A lot is wrong with that picture, my brother.
So we you know, the management, they have to step up. The executive, the RGPF executive have to step up and run the police force as it should be run. We spoke about the RGPF and I mean, I said it on your program, I said it on other programs. What the management was doing to the police force is that they were systematically dismantling the police force when they brought the politics into it. And it will take them 20 to 25 years to fix. And here it is. We started crying from pretty much day one, and here it is 2.5 later, and 2.5 years later, and you could see the decay within the RGPF. There's no morale within the force. It's like you almost don't know who is in charge. This one is unhappy. This ACP is unhappy because maybe they're bringing back on a contract which is supposed to help with succession planning, but now you hear he's in Carriacou or she's there, and people are generally unhappy. If the bosses are unhappy, where else how you expect the troops to function? But who has to fix it? Is the Dickon Mitchell administration. Dickon Mitchell, as the Minister of National Security, has to take the politics out of the police force and let the police force function as an independent police force under his auspices. He's the minister, so but you cannot have NNP versus NDC in the police force. Because now you just totally weaken the force, you demoralize the force, and incidents like that because guys are just basically showing up to work without no extra urge to perform at optimal level. Right? It has to be. There's still hope. It's 2.5 years in, and I still believe that it could be done. Let
me ask something here. Have we learned nothing from what happened at the Grenada police station earlier this year? Because you're hearing similar statements again about supervisor and about the well, I don't want to say untrained, but the people who have been on the abbreviated training course. We're hearing the same story that we heard that ended up with 2 people losing their life. We're hearing a similar story again now about, and the thing is, could you honestly blame the supervisor? Because the supervisor is one person, and at some point in time they would have to bathe. They have different functions they must carry out. So it's not like they could sit there 24/7 all the time watching everybody. So the system itself has a flaw.
I don't think it's a matter of having learned anything. Again, I think it's a matter of the politics in the police force. So remember, the upper management of the police force was decimated. We had the Minister of National Security tell us, hey, I'm bringing these guys back on contract because there was no succession planning. Well, here we are 2.5 years later, and there's no succession planning, when in reality there was a succession planning, and they decided to get rid of it and to reward people for work that they may have been doing when the NMP was in power or in administration of the or administrating the country, and guys may have been, whether it was passing information, undermining, whatever. So I guess they had to reward some guys. So now you come in and you remove and you sideline a lot of the good leaders where you don't even know who these guys voted for, but because you feel that they may have some connections with the new National Party, you sideline them, right? You remove them from management or from sensitive positions or whatever. But at the end of the day, right, police officers, I think, put being a police officer before politics. And so your upper management, who are there solely on the basis of politics. Remember, I spoke one time and I said it's a crab in a barrel mentality, because each and every one of them now watching each other. And if they feel one person gets something that they ain't get, they're unhappy. So if management is unhappy, that unhappiness now transcends down the rank, right? So the top guys are unhappy now. The superintendents are unhappy. The assistant superintendents unhappy. The inspectors unhappy. The sergeants unhappy. So what you have? So again, guys, is like, it is what it is, right? I mean, we are a peaceful nation, so relatively speaking, we are a peaceful nation. So the guard would always be a little down. But guys are not motivated. You talk to police officers in no matter which department you go. Whether it's patrol, whether it's traffic, guys are demoralized, they are unmotivated, and they're basically upset. They were promised that, hey, if you vote for us, we will take care of your pay and grade, because it was not done, as the Minister of National Security said, since over 25 years, since this incumbent, meaning the new National Party, was in power. And now they came in. Guys went out and voted and supported them. It's a fact the police overwhelmingly supported the NDC. And so you are not keeping your promises to them. They don't have uniforms, right? You go to the shop, they can't even get a proper shoes. They can't even, if rain falling, the precincts are leaking. If you do not take the care of the morale of the guys in the police department, they would not be motivated to come out and serve optimally. It's a fact. It doesn't matter where the police department. Take any police department around the world. If the morale of the guys are low, service would be low.
Mm-hmm. Because we're also hearing now, and I've seen the note from the police negotiating team, that the present administration have said, yes, they're going to address the issue of pay and grade, but they are not looking at any retroactive, which was a significant included part of the entire discussion of the pay and grade issue. So those people who retire, or those people who have been there for, let's say, 15, 16 years and so, and supposed to get the pay and grade going back X amount of years, they're not getting it. They're not getting
Sheldon,
it.
As a retired police officer, I know when contract negotiations are going on, because listen, a lot of departments, sometimes you go 5 years without a contract. I've gone already 5 years, but you know what? You ain't worried, because whenever the contract is settled, that's 5 years of retro. Everybody looks forward to retro. So again, you campaigned and you told these guys, vote for me. We will fix your pay and grade pretty much retroactively, because you pointed out to them that it was not done in 20-something years. So why would I take the chance to vote for you if you didn't give me the feeling that, hey, you would have taken care of it? So of course, therein it speaks also to the motivation level that I'm speaking of. Because if you tell the guys you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and then the time comes and you are not doing it, they will continue to be unhappy. They will be unhappy. And if they're unhappy, we expecting them, to come out and give us 100%. Yeah, they will work. They will do what they have to do, but they're not going to go above and beyond. You know, again, I'm not saying that was the incident that happened over the weekend, but I'm talking in a general basis. That's the general malaise that the police force is going through right now. That incident over the weekend, it's clearly a manpower issue. It's clearly the security level within the police force issue. It speaks of the upper management not taking a look and assigning personnel, and of going to the Minister of National Security and say, hey, we are short. We need to hire 500 more guys. That's what management's supposed to be doing. But it's unset. It's unset to have 2 or 3 guys working in a command over a weekend.
And you know something as well.
And when 2 or 3, you have 2 or 3 guys, and 2 of the guys are basically brand new guys.
No,
it makes no sense.
Remember early in the game when we were saying that officers were resigning in droves. It is the same administration that kept saying that we lying. You had press conference, and when the hierarchy came out, they said they ain't about that, they know about that kind of thing. But it happened. You had a significant number of officers, due to how they were being treated, that left the police service. And then they had to rush and do this training and did not do the full training. So they gave an abbreviated thing where they couldn't actually rebuild the person. They didn't give them the proper training that they should have. They're endangering these people's lives. Not just the public's lives, but they're endangering the lives of the individuals themselves as well, the officers.
Well, Sheldon, we have been speaking about that, well over a year now, right? We spoke about it before, and maybe, and maybe they just don't care. And listen, again, if they do not use this incident over the weekend as a wake-up call and as a training incident to do the right thing for the police force, then maybe when tragedy does struck, then let's see them placating and explaining to that wife or that mother, that brother, that sister, that due to our negligence, your loved one was lost.
Let me say here as well, my brother, I know you does help out. So asking you nicely. I know you have contacts and so. Locate some vests for the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force, please.
Yeah, Sheldon, that is actually not a problem. I mean, I have guys that reach out to me all the time, finding out, if I need stuff. As a matter of fact,
we do have to put
some stuff in.
We do have to put
I do have some stuff in New York right now that I have to get to them, to the RGPF and bring it over there. The question is if they would accept it from me. That is more so the question.
What do you mean if they will accept it from you? Listen.
Because Sheldon, at the end of the day, is nowhere wrong it. And I'll call them out. The upper management of the RGPF is very petty. They're very vindictive. I wouldn't beat around the bush with it. They are petty, they are juvenile, and they're very vindictive.
Listen, give me, I will get them. Give me, I will get them.
No problem, my brother. Problem.
If they wouldn't take it from you, let's see if they're going to take it from me. Because here is what. This shouldn't be about who they like or who they don't like. This has to be about protecting our brothers, our sisters, our fathers, our mothers, our aunts, our uncles, our children who are members of the Royal Grenada Police Force out there, our friends, our schoolmates who are members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Again,
totally agree.
A vest, a bulletproof vest has a life of 6 to 7 years. After that, it starts to degrade, which means that the caliber of ammunition that it is graded to stop, it may not stop it again. So you're actually putting people in danger the longer the vests stay with them. They're having that discussion in Trinidad right now. Because some of them had them vests on them over 10, 15 years. So at this point in time, if you're getting, I see absolutely no reason the Royal Grenada Police Force shouldn't accept. If they want to play thing with it, well, but let me see. But at least they should accept. Hello? Don't tell me we lose your brother there. We're hearing you.
Well, yeah. Yes. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You hear me? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're right. The last set of vests that myself and the other Grenadian police officers in NYPD donated to the RGPF, you know, it was myself and, you know, just off the top of my head, Officer Moses Charles, Officer Dave Fleury, and, you know, all the other Grenadian officers that contributed towards the purchasing of the vest. I think we donated maybe 100 or 120 vests, and those were done in 2017, I believe. So you're absolutely right about the shelf life of the vest. That would make it about, I think it was October 2017. So October this year would make it on point 7 years. Next month will be 7 years since those vests.
Most specialities actually chemists and advanced physics, you know, not talking on radio. So I know the degradation that takes place in relation to Kevlar over an extended period of time, especially in tropical weather in the Caribbean.
Hand it over. Yep. The other thing is, I don't know what sort of maintenance was done with these vests during that 7-year period. So if you don't maintain them, i.e., clean them and you know, take care of them, you know, they will deteriorate at a faster rate, you know, within that 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, so let's hope, because I mean, again, as I keep saying, it's our family, it's our friends who are members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. So if yourself and the other officers, if all you find they want to take it from all you, because Nimrod, Olivier involved also, maybe we could ask one of the other officers to, the main thing is that the officers here get it. I want to make sure that they're safe, especially,
that's it.
And I would think that anybody that's thinking as an administration would understand that, hey, this is something you need to look at now, because if you're getting increasing numbers of arms and ammunition, and the kind of arms and ammunition that you're getting, ain't no joke thing they're picking up out there. If it's that, and you see that you're getting that, then you have to protect your officers. So you have to know that you have to get the proper things for them to protect themselves and to be in communication and so.
Well, Sheldon, you remember in one of our prior communications, we spoke of upgrading the supplies and the equipment for the police force, right? All of that. So that would have encompassed that. Then what we heard the Minister of National Security says is that he's going to go by bringing longer.
You break up there a bit, my brother. This time is on your end. This time is not my end. This time I'm absolutely sure it's on your end. Hello? Yeah, he's dropped off there a bit. I am hoping that he comes back on. Because one of the things we did here was, the Minister of National Security say if they are going and get longer guns. Well, I don't know if they get it or they don't get it. Next thing, in the supplementary budget, and they were speaking, and yet we lost our brother there. We hope he could call back. He did tell me he was only calling for a little 15, 20 minutes now. We have him about half an hour now. So, Nimrod Olivier, give me a call, bruh. Yeah. Yeah, so I was saying that with the supplementary budget, we did hear them mention the area of national security, and they were speaking primarily about drones, and they were also speaking about devices to be able to access people's phones, because now when they find a phone, they have to send it to Barbados for it to be unlocked, and for the people over there to unlock it, and you know, they have to send it to Barbados, and it's our people here that could do the thing. You know, only just want to send it to Barbados. We have a call online. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you were explaining.
I was driving, so.
Oh, that's what happened, yeah. So you were explaining, though, that the Minister of National Security, when we spoke about equipment, he was saying that if they have guns, you're going to get longer guns.
Right. And that was so. I mean, that was so ill-advised, because I'll tell you this, right? In the legal world, no administration could really outspend guys if the trade is illegal firearms or whatever they're using the guns to protect. But what you need to do is to make sure your guys have the right tools and the right equipment, not necessarily longer guns, but maybe tools that would help you do more research and more intervention to stop some of what is coming in. Right? You as a government, unless you print in money, how are you going to outspend the guy where his trade is that? So I heard that statement. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know who's advising, or maybe if he feels that that was the macho thing to say, to show bravado for the police force. It's like you don't talk about what tools and what equipment, especially when it comes to firearm and all of that you equipping your police force with. You do what you got to do. You do it surgically, and your guys will execute the mission and ensure that Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique remain safe.
Yes. Because when you were off, I was making the statement that now in the supplementary budget, when they mentioned national security, they were speaking now about drones, and they were speaking about not only drones and unlocking phones. That they're trying to get software now so that when they get the phone, they would be able to unlock people's phones and that sort of thing. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
So yeah, I was just saying that with the supplementary budget, that is what the focus is on, and not the actual safety equipment to safeguard the people in the RRU, the people in the SSU, because remember, that's the first line of defense according to what it is that happening, is the RRU and the SSU that had to go out there first.
Well, that's because, remember, we have a show and tell administration. So they think if they're able to show the public, hey, we have drones and we have these and we have all these fancy things, then that will get the job done. When you and I and people that's involved in that field at an extensive level know that, yes, while some of these things will be good, they're only as good as complementing the tools, the actual tools that your officers need. And maybe they did have those things and they chose not to tell us about it, maybe, probably not, probably not.
My brother, I just wanted to ask you about one thing, because I know you tell me you're staying 15 minutes right now. We head in we go ahead for an hour just now, but I wanted to ask you a little something off of national security for a while now. I know you've been back and forth in Carriacou, and that you're also a fellow Kakabawi. You're Carriacou as well.
That's right.
Your views on what you have been seeing taking place in Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Sheldon, it's touching, it's emotional for me with Carriacou because, yes, I've been going back and forth because I do have, very close family still there. My roots, is from Carriacou. My mom was actually born in Carriacou, so that's the root. And of course, I'm a Olivier, so if you trace back the last name, you know where it comes from. But since the hurricane, I've gone up several times, dealing with the damage with the property and just going and, meeting the people and bringing up some supplies. I mean, every time I go up, I will get on whether it's Osprey or the other boat with, so much supplies just to bring out. And whether it's two breadfruit and a hannah fig or some fish, I mean, the reaction of the people, Sheldon, is priceless. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Of course, it's not like, well, you're bringing this for NNP people or you're bringing it for NDC people. It's just people. But in terms of the infrastructure in Carriacou, here we are over 2 months. It's still very dismal in terms of any comprehensive, systematic approach from the government. You're just not seeing it. Are there repairs going on? Yes. The persons that could afford it and can source the materials, they are starting to do some repairs. But there's so much families that are distraught. I mean, here we are 2 weeks into school and they still don't know when school is opening up there, right? Mm-hmm. It's just, I mean, to this point,
you know, Sheldon, the simple things in life, right? So I would just say something that my family tell me today, and I didn't make no comment when she said it, but it just kind of touched me. So like I said, we had a family function today, and so she came down from Carriacou for the function, and so I said, "Oh, you're going back up tomorrow, or you're going to stay a couple of days?" She said, "I was supposed to go up in the morning, but I think I will stay a couple of days." So I said, "Okay." I didn't make no other comment. But then she continued talking, and she said, "Man, I take a shower this evening, and it feels so good, that I will just stay a couple more days and get some shower because, this bathing with buckets since this." And Sheldon, that was like, I didn't make no comment when she said it, but it like touched my heart. And these are the kind of things when you go there that you see, I heard the minister for Carriacou made such a big thing about water. I could tell you, in going up, I call and say, "Hey, anything you all need, I'm coming up." And the first thing out of their mouth is bring up some water. So water is still an issue 2 months later.
And
it's still a big issue for people up there.
A major issue.
Minister go in and want to chastise, which I'm not even getting. All the stuff that NADMA is giving out cost the NDC government 0 cents. It's all stuff that were collected. So does it matter who gets the water? Well, first of all, if the government spend money on it, it shouldn't matter who gets it because it's our tax money that the government is spending. The government of Grenada do not print money. It's our tax money. Right? So I'm praying, I am hoping that, that they really start doing something to help people get back to some semblance of normalcy in Carriacou. Start fixing the roofs. There's some houses that maybe all that's gone is the roof. Start fixing it so that people could come out from under the tents, come out from by their neighbors and go back to what they have. You start there. Start with the small stuff, but there's nothing. Every time I'm up there, all I see the minister driving up and down driving up and down. That's it, burning gas. And people are desperate. I mean, Sheldon, I know you have been up there also. I know you've been there, and I know you interact with people, and I mean, you sit there. I spent 4 or 5 days up there, and you sit there and you have conversations and you talk to people, and you feel it for them.
My brother, sometimes I don't even want to talk about Carriacou because I get emotional talking about Carriacou, especially considering what I am seeing some people going through. And then you hear other people talking there and trying to give the impression everything is all well and okay. But anyway, the good thing about Carriacou people, as you very well know, Carriacou people could remember bits and pieces of African languages, so a bit of Coromante, a bit of Ibu. They could remember that. So in other words, Carriacou people memory long. I hope they know that. Carriacou people memory. That's why they could still remember some words from the African language and some chants from the African language and so on. Carriacou people memory long.
All
right.
This is not even about language and remembering, What these people are doing is not, nobody will forget.
Your song is muffled, my brother, and I don't know why.
Oh, I just got home, so probably that's why. You hear me better now?
I'm still a bit muffled.
What about now? Hold on, let me see. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead now, yeah.
All right. No, I said, what these people are going through, is no way they will forget it. You can't forget it. You will not forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let me do this. I'm switching from the cell phone to the house phone. You hear it ring? If you hear it ringing, maybe you answer it because I'm in the house and the cell phone. Straight.
I'm hearing a beep, yeah.
All right, take the beep, yes. Just take it.
Okay, well, you'll have to hang up. You'll have to hang up and I'll take it, yeah. Hang up now. Yeah.
Hold on.
So, yeah, I think you would have to hang up and then I'll have to take the... Oh boy, and I missed it. Yeah. Give us a call back. Folks, while Brother Nimrod is calling back, and that should be him now. Yeah, Brother Nimrod.
Yes.
Yes. I just wanted to take the opportunity to let folks know that the zonal meeting is coming up on Thursday. Huh?
Oh, hold on, Sheldon. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so folks, I just wanted you all to know we have the zonal meeting that's coming up on Thursday. That's this Thursday. It's going to be taking place at the Bourgeois Community Center. And at the podium, you'll have Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, political leader of the New National Party. You'll have the MP for the town of St. George, Honorable Peter David. You have Mr. Dwight Hosford and Mr. Nimrod Olivier. They will be at that meeting. That's taking place this Thursday from 6:30 p.m. at the Bourgeois Community Center. Also, let me see, I think I have another one here. Yes, the NNP Women's Arm. They are having that activity taking place this Sunday, and it's going to be taking place at the St. John Anglican School, starting time 2:30 p.m. So the ladies, yeah, this one is all for and about you. There'll be a special guest, Senator the Honorable Dr. Angelina Ferrapolius. She's from our sister party, the United Workers' Party out there in St. Lucia. Lovely lady, yeah? I've met her before. So come on out. All right, so women of the New National Party, yeah, this is your forum. It's going to be taking place this Sunday at the St. John Anglican School from 2:30 p.m. And, of course, you have a special guest and various other speakers. So looking forward to seeing you there.
Yes, Sheldon, and also these zonal meetings would be weekly in the different parishes. They will be on Thursdays and Sundays. So everyone need to come out. We saw what happened at the train center. So we want to continue spreading the information. Because we have people that the NDC government still thinks that they can go and certain programs and gaslight people, and talk all about this and that. But we are living here, and we are living in the reality, right? Mm-hmm. We are seeing it. Those of us that we'll go back to Carriacou, those of us that travel up to Carriacou, it's nothing that could tell us about what's going on, and people are right up there. I mean, I hear, and I'll call his name, I hear Andy Williams.
Andy.
Go on a program. I refuse to even dignify them by calling it a program. But first of all, you're going to talk to the Grenadian people on such a program. I mean, it's laughable. But to hear him say that Carriacou is so much more advanced and way ahead in terms of the restoration compared to the other islands, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You couldn't even say when school is opening. You have guys diving for galvanized. To take galvanized out of the seawater, because galvanized don't float, right? It sinks. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to dive it. And people are still living in tents. Whole families are still sharing one bedroom with other people. And you call that progress? You call that progress when you cannot tell me when my children are going to go back to school? And meanwhile, neighboring St. Vincent, Union Island, that was devastated just as much as Carriacou and as Petit Martinique. The rebuilding started back. 571 houses already touched. About 500-600 students from 2 primary school and a secondary school was all moved to mainland St. Vincent and going to school. And what we have in Carriacou and Petit Martinique? Zero. Zilch. And yet you go on a program to gaslight people. So, which means that they totally do not respect the people in Petit Martinique and Carriacou, because they're the ones that have to wake up in the conditions that they are every day. And when they hear you say things like that, they are not going to forget. You spoke about their memory, Sheldon. They are not going to forget. And they will repay you. They will repay you at the polls. They will repay you at the polls.
Mm-hmm. The time will come, and it's not that it's going further, it's coming closer every single day. It is getting closer and closer. And I hear they're looking at the reopening of school, and so yes, okay, you need to reopen school. But yesterday, I played something from the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers. I just call him Judas Jude, but let me call him Mr. Jude Bartholomew. I played something by him last night, and he was actually correct because he was speaking on behalf of the teachers in Carriacou. How are you going to reopen school when you have this major water problem? How are you going to supply the schools, to flush the toilets for the school feeding program and understanding the situation in Carriacou now? How are you going to provide the water for the school feeding program?
But
even
Sheldon,
for the children and the teachers, the other
Sheldon,
auxiliary staff, how do they get ready to come in the morning on a daily basis?
Sheldon, it's still an easy fix. You know why it's an easy fix? If NDC was not so incompetent, it could have been done. Yes, Jude is right, but they had 2 months to iron all of that out. It was the same thing when NNP said, hey, we are sending toilets up to Carriacou. What did they ask? Where are we going to get water? We didn't just send toilets, we sent flushable toilets. So if countries were reaching out to us and countries were willing to give us resources and to help, and that's where experience come in, because you know what we should, if we didn't have, maybe we should have asked for 5 or 6 big water trucks with the big tanks that could be stationed by the school, and you tie it into their system, and you could flush the toilets, and you have running water. It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. You bring potable water to the location. I spent 23 years in the CBs. Look up what's a CB.
I know it's a CB, brother.
I spent 23 years in the U.S. military as a CB.
That's the group of people that usually go to a disaster area.
There you go.
Yeah, by
engineers.
Naval
Naval
units.
engineers.
Yeah. But when it comes to the water issue, there's the larger issue on Carriacou right now when it comes to water, you know. But you're hearing all kind of things. Oh, we're rebuilding faster than everybody. Oh, they're saying now that they're giving out building material. So Carriacou people, they're actually saying that you're all getting building material and so now. So that Carriacou people, they've started building houses and people get material.
Sheldon, from the very first time.
What we're not hearing is the main thing, water. What is the plan in relation to ensuring people have a constant safe supply?
You can't hear it because you have no plan. No, they have no plan. For a fact, the desalination plan in the middle of Hillsborough was offered to them. They did not want it.
Well, you know, they come and they say now that's how they asked for it, and it was the people tell them they had no intention of leaving it. So they're giving a different. That is what I heard that from the Minister of Health. Where was he? He was on some forum recently, and he was saying that he spoke with them, and he asked for it, and they said they had no intention of leaving it. And
well, maybe I don't know at what level he spoke, but you and I both know that persons that were deeply involved from day one with this knows that and said that it was offered to them, and they didn't want it. I was actually in Carriacou the day when they were dismantling that plant. I was up there. I was in Carriacou the day when they started dismantling that plant in Hillsborough. Right? It was right next to the Jupa in town.
I must say that the folks up there in Carriacou, they've asked me to come up to Carriacou and possibly do 1 or 2 programs from up there. So I'm saying it publicly. I am playing around with the idea in my mind of actually going to Carriacou and doing a couple programs live from Carriacou, so people can hear from the people of Carriacou themselves. Yeah, what is taking place in Carriacou itself. So there's a possibility I might be going up.
Well, count me in, and you know any opportunity to go. I'm there.
I mind staying in a tent, and I stayed in anything, and I sleep in a car.
We could rough it out. We are soldiers. We are accustomed to that. I slept in the middle of the desert for a whole year, and I survived.
I sleep in a tire already. So,
but Sheldon, the reality is they had 2 months to plan going ahead for this, and they didn't. And so now school, the date was coming up, and it's like everybody is throwing their hands up in the air. No contingency plan. Zero. None. And it's like when school opened, all right, let's figure this out.
But even worse than that, your Minister of Education disappears for 3 weeks in the midst of all this. And then, the week before school is due to reopen, finds himself going up to Carriacou now to tell them that we can't reopen school now, and we don't have a set time when we're going to reopen it because we have things to do. But he disappeared for 3 weeks.
Sheldon, he went up to Carriacou about a month, 3 weeks prior, and told them that, hey, we were toying on, we really don't have a plan for school yet. We were toying around. The Prime Minister had floated that maybe we bring in a cruise ship and have the children go to school on a cruise ship.
Oh, please.
You see how pie in the sky, well, let me don't say pie in the sky because I don't like that, but you see how far-fetched these people are?
If something hit them in the face, believe me, it's not pie that falling from the sky. Look out for the bird that just passed.
A cruise ship. A cruise ship. That was the idea. Rather than taking a look, I mean, and there's a couple of schools, I mean, you've been up there, I've been up there. There's a couple of schools that, you know, had like damage that no way. It shouldn't take that long to repair.
But even if you bring in a cruise ship, wouldn't you try to have people stay on the cruise ship and then utilize the school for what they're supposed to be utilized for?
If you, I mean, come on, let's be realistic.
So in the same way the houses up there too good for the people at Carriacou, the cruise ship too good for them too.
That's the point I was just going to make. If you don't give the people the free Chinese housing that you campaigned on and say it's criminal to not give it to Grenadians, you said it was criminal, and you can't give them that. You will put them on cruise ship? Come on. Make the thing make sense now, man.
Oh, man. Oh,
make it make sense. But it's all about gaslighting. They're good at that. They go on these donkey along programs and they talk what they feel the diaspora want to hear. And then the diaspora would tell you, oh, why you all complaining? Everything is good. The minister say everything good. It's not about what the minister say. It's about what the people on the ground feel and what they are going through.
My brother...
When you hand them some breadfruit and some fig and some fish, and they're so eternally grateful.
Bro, you finding fig?
Yeah, again a little. You don't worry about that.
No, I ain't worried. I want to make a little ask. I doesn't beg. I asking. Talk to your boy. I find you done set me up with the fish already. So don't set me up with the fig tuna.
Hey, listen, I went fishing Saturday and Sunday. You didn't even congratulate me, man. We won this spicy tuna thing.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you.
I stop watching when you're going in the sea because you understand.
Listen, no, but this was in the ocean. We saw a whale and its calf and all of that. So this one was good.
Yeah. But you are a guy that keep your promises. I know I will get the fishes. Just me have to make me time.
Fish safe. Well, listen, I one Rasta man that don't deal with no chicken and no pork and no beef and things. So fish stay 24/7, 365.
Yeah, man. Brother, we quickly running out of time. We're into the last few minutes. Any final words you want to pass on to the Grenadian people at this point in time? I know we spoke about national security. We spoke about the situation in Carriacou. Any final words you want to pass on to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique? Because believe me, there are people from Petit Martinique. I'm seeing them online listening tonight.
Definitely.
They ain't listening Trump.
Dylan, I just want to say to the people, let's all remain focused. Let's remain committed. To do what we have to do to bring back Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. To the youths out there, I want to say, your future is your life. Make the right decision, make the positive thing, invest in your future from now, right? This is specifically to the young ones out there. If school is your thing, stay in school, get a proper education. If you're into the trades, become the best tradesman that you possibly could be. Why work for the company when you could own the company? Right? Let's all work together. To our NNP people out there, I want to say, make sure that the young ones are registered. Make sure you make them aware as what's going on in the country so that when the time comes for them to make a decision, they make a decision to put people in administration and in government that would look out for their best interests, because we now see what's going on. You don't want to put people in there that the very first thing they do, they come in and they give themselves a pay raise, and then when tragedy they find it's hard to spend $100 or $200 to make a better quality of life for somebody. You don't want to put people in there that would campaign and tell you, oh, it's criminal to not put people in houses that were given to us, and when they have the opportunity to do it, they turn around and sell it. So therefore, keeping out a vast majority of the persons that would have qualified for these low-income houses because they cannot and would not qualify because of the stringent rules and procedures in the bank. You put people in there that looks out for the best interest. Mm-hmm. If someone wants to get in politics and they cannot put people first, then maybe politics is not their calling.
Indeed. And my brother, as you leave, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the Talking Points family to thank and congratulate you for all that you have been doing. You doesn't talk, eh? You does be doing a lot of things and you don't talk. And there have a lot of people who, I don't know, maybe your name is like toothpaste because it's always in the mouth. But then the teeth would be white if it was toothpaste. But anyhow, it's always in the mouth. But when you look at what you have been doing, I know, I have heard, and I've seen a lot of what you've been doing for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And I want to congratulate you. And outside of that, a lot of what you have been doing here in Grenada for a lot of folks all over. Just want to congratulate you. I know you ain't going to talk, and you doesn't take picture, but I go talk.
I never believe in like doing and really talking about it. I think if you do something, you should do it naturally from your heart. But I'll leave one with you that I know that you wasn't aware of, right? Between 2020 and like 2022, I sure you didn't know that I personally bought 2 fire trucks for the government of Grenada, or the people of Grenada. I won't say the government. 2 fire trucks, and handed it over to the RGPF.
But you ain't talk about that?
It's nothing to talk about.
Okay, brother.
It's for it was and is for the people of Grenada.
Well, okay, so anybody that had to run them out on you, let me see them come with 3 fire trucks first. Then we go start to listen to them.
There's a lot of police officers. I mean, the hierarchy,
that ended
the commissioner
tonight.
And the ex-deputy commissioner and so on, maybe a few super new. But other than that, because it was nothing about for Nimrod Oliver. There was a need. Remember, we had a rash of fires in Grenada at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what spurred that.
So let me just repeat again. Before anybody could play the green and call your name, they had to come with 3 fire truck first. You understand?
One of them.
That's the bridal price, 3 fire trucks.
One of them, quickly before you go, one of them, we got it during COVID. America was just shutting down, and I had to go all the way up to Connecticut to get it. And Rodney was a baby. Right, he was.
That time he
was some months, and it was the same weekend America shut down actually. But because I was a police officer, I was able to go on a highway and we get it. So every time we pass in front of the fire station, Rodney says that's his fire truck.
Nimrod Oliver, my good brother, my fellow Kakabawi, do enjoy the rest of your night. Tell Mrs. O good night for me. And I hope Rodney in bed already.
Well, yeah, Rodney in bed. He was with me up in Pedmota up there, but he fell asleep. And Mrs. O is definitely in New York tuned in, so she probably heard you, but I will convey your message.
But you know your phone ringing as soon as you say good night.
Oh, no, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, she probably saw me in the camera coming back in, so but she didn't call because she knew I was on the phone.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. My brother, thank you so very much, and do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
Thank you, my brother, and to all our Talking Points, NNP, NDC family out there, because, we do have some on the other side.
No, we love them too, they're friends, they're family, we love them.
We are Grenadians, right? Let's stay positive, let's continue to build our beautiful nation, and let's do the right thing. Let's stay focused, right? The lies and the innuendos are not going to help us. Let's ensure that we do what's right for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, because this beautiful island belongs to our future.
All right. Later.
All right.
Yes, indeed, folks. And that is all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Yeah, I heading home. I go in and listen to Donald Trump now and Kamala Harris. Yeah, I want to hear what was being said. Some people message me, they say, biting hot. So I'm going to go and have a look. Folks, do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
better come down. They 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 better come down. See them there. Them in a crucial situation. How did they get there? To find themselves in isolation. They walking in the street, they wouldn't talk to people they meet. Yeah. I said they walking in the street, they wouldn't talk to people they meet. For them a screw face, full of fear and desperation. They use corruption to fill their dreams and aspiration. Now they're so high looking down, they cannot find their way around town. They're so high looking down, they cannot find their way around town. They better come down.